I have my Cocoknits Emma sweater here, and I knit the V-neck version, and I'm picking up for the optional neckline. And so I've picked up my stitches here. I used a very small size 2 needle, so I can pick up easily. And I started here at the left front. Here are my back stitches. So I started here at the left front, and I'm picking up every other ladder in between my stitch. I like this method. It's just easier for me to keep track. So I picked up, and I have right now 46 stitches along my left front here. I have 46 along the right front, and so I have a few more stitches than I need, which is normal. I've gone ahead and counted all of those, obviously, and for my particular pattern, what I need to have is 33 along both fronts and then 19 along the back. So as I go to start knitting all of my stitches, I know what my final stitch count for each section should be. So I'm going to be doing a number of knit 2 togethers as I begin. And this first round, I'm just going to be knitting. I'm not going to start my rib pattern yet. I've just picked up all of the ladders, so I haven't knit them yet. And I will be doing this on a smaller size needle. I've chosen a size 9 here to start. And because when I picked up my stitches, they are twisted, I'm going to be knitting them through the back loop here. I'm going to do the first couple, and just keeping in mind that I have ladders that I also need to pick up and knit every other pick up on my needle here. So I know I have one here. I'm going to pick that up. Knit that through the back loop. So I like to do a few stitches first before I worry about decreasing. So now I'm going to begin a decrease. I'm going to decrease this stitch with the next ladder. So I'm just going to go ahead and slip that onto my needle, and then I'll knit these two together. And do that again. I have 13 extra stitches that I need to get rid of. Now 11. So I'll continue this way all the way around the neckline until I have the appropriate number. I'm picking up the stitches along my back neck here, and so you can see all those stitches here on my pickup needle. I picked up into the right leg of every stitch below my cast on. So for my size, I originally cast on 20 stitches, and I'm picking up 19 along the back neck, and I'm currently knitting those off of the needle here. So with the back neck, no need to do any decreases. I have the right number here. And I'm coming around to the beginning of my left neckline here where I began my pickup stitches. And then we'll take a quick look at what that looks like. And I'll begin working my rib pattern. A little extra loop here. Clean that up. Okay, so I have all of my stitches here on my ribbing needles, my size 9. Just flip this around so you can take a look. So I have my left front stitches. I placed markers here as I was working just to keep track, so it was easier for me to count how many stitches I had on my needle. So here's my left front, here's my single stitch in the center, and I'll keep this here. As I work the rib, I'll take my markers out. Here's my right front, and then my back stitches here along the back. So I'll begin working my rib pattern. And then in the next video, we'll review what to do here at the center stitch. Okay, I am knitting my ribbed neckline on my Emma here. I began up at the top of the left front, and my directions called for an uneven number of stitches along the left front. So if you have an uneven number of stitches on the two fronts, when you start your rib pattern, you want to start with a purl. So I started purl, knit, etc. all the way down. And I've stopped one stitch before that center stitch that I have marked here. And we're going to be doing a mitered decrease here at the front. So my last stitch that I've knit here in my rib pattern is a knit stitch. And what I'm going to do now, one stitch before my center stitch, I'm going to slip those two stitches knitwise onto my right needle. I'm going to knit the next stitch, and then I'm going to pass those two stitches back over the needle. For my mitered decrease. So you can see here my decrease with that knit stitch right in the center. I'm just going to move that up a bit to remind myself for next time when I will be repeating that. And then I will work back on the other side, starting with a knit. So we will have 3 knits in a row here. And I'm just going to continue in my knit purl pattern around, and then when I get back to this center stitch, I will repeat that mitered decrease. And I will do that as many times as I want to work the round of ribbing. I think I'm going to keep my ribbing fairly narrow on this sweater, so I might just repeat this 1 or 2 more times, and then I will bind off.